What is up, all forms of social media? James Joseph Edward Jesperger Jr., but please call me Jimmy for short. Today we're reviewing the episode from Attack on Titans, episode 8. I think it's called Assassin's Bullet. Assassin's Bullet, I was right. This video is probably going to be a lot shorter than the other videos because I felt like the first couple episodes of season 4 were a little bit more action-packed, or, at least now that we're getting into episode 4 into at least 7, we had a bunch of crazy stuff happen. This episode, there's definitely things to talk about, but I think they're more like easier topics. Maybe I also just don't understand what's going on, but we'll get into that. Let's start reviewing Attack on Titan, episode 8 of season 4. Now, I'm not going to lie, I had a few questions. Now, I am not like a religious fan of Attack on Titans. I really like Attack on Titans, but I don't necessarily know all the lore. I don't read the manga. I just watch the episodes, and when season 4 came out again, I started watching them as they were coming out, and I didn't rewatch the first 3 seasons. So I don't know if I'm missing some things, but these are some questions that I just had that maybe some people can actually fill me in on. Maybe this is just a reaction from me, and you guys can help me out in this episode. So if you don't want to be spoiled, this episode is full of spoilers, so I'll just tell you, I think I'm more of an action type person, and I think that with the drama and the action on top of it, I think it really boosted the episodes for me. This episode, I had a few qualms with a few things, but overall, I would give it like an 8. It still was pretty good. I just missed that, craziness that happened with all the Titans and such like that, and I'll explain why I kind of didn't like the episode as much as the others. We start off the episode with Eren about to, destroy the Armor Titan, and I'm actually really confused. That's actually one of my first statements. He says about the Armor Titan, I can't defeat him like this, or something along those lines. It was some kind of line or quote like that. And he one-shot punched him. He did grab the Armor Titan did grab the Jaw Titan, but was there a reason why Eren didn't take both Titans at that time? I thought he was definitely strong enough. I understand maybe he had one hit in him and then he would have been down, but they didn't really explain it as clear as I thought, and maybe Eren had just different plans, like maybe he just didn't want those 2 Titans, but it definitely seemed like there was something more to the Armor Titan than was explained in the episode. Then we see that Mikasa and Armin are really trying to get Eren back on, and we see, I was actually totally surprised by this, Eren has been sending those letters to them, and I thought they were all on the same page, but Levi goes on to say, nah, you fucker, we didn't agree to this. You pulled us into this. And I was like, whoa. So he just forced it out of the Titans team, etc. I'm not going to lie. I do like Gabi as a, movement character, as I would call it. Like, they move the plot along, and it does make sense. And like the foreshadowing and Falco and Gabi learning about, Eren's father and all that types of stuff. But I don't know, just this episode, and maybe it's just because she killed somebody and was like, even though I'm going to get in there, I need to go down swinging, and like, I understand she was a part of the army, she was one of the kids that was like, gearing up, and she's one of the best like shots and best soldiers, and she was in the ranks to get the Armor Titan, but it just seemed like thing after thing after thing, she was just getting like good thing after good thing after good thing. And once, I know a ton of people on Twitter have already, I as soon as the episode was done, I had to look up Twitter's comments, and I know people were like, this was the best scene out of it, like where she gets punched in the face for the first time, and I was genuinely like, these kids deserve this, because Falco even tried to tell Gabi, like, she was like, well, did you see what happened? Like, you weren't there, like, so how do we know if it's true or not? Which is a valid statement, but it's also like, you don't know what's happening in the world right now. Like, you just decided to fly from the seat of your pants when these people could just kill the entire city if they really wanted to. And you're just going to go in there and have another life killed? I don't know. The other thing that I thought I knew, but now I'm like, maybe I just haven't rewatched the episodes in a while. Zeke is Aaron's father, correct? Because they talked about the madman in the place that was in with Aaron is his grandfather, and he obviously has the last name as Aaron, and the father did that to him. But for some strange reason, when I first started season 4, I was like, oh yeah, that's Aaron's father. But then I was like, well, why is he on the other side? Why isn't he like doing anything? But then I realized, because of the plot that was given out, he is actually trying to fight for that side, and he made Aaron so that Aaron could fight back, and it was like a secret weapon, which I actually really loved how they did that. And then you see Falco and Gabby kind of like, oh my god, like now you know what's going on, and like they might think that they're still bad, but they're about to learn like the Titans are just trying to defend themselves. Like Marley attacked them first. And then obviously the last thing we have to talk about with this episode is how Sasha got killed by Gabby. I felt that it was very true to her old self, so I will commend the team for that. I mean, I know it's whatever she says is what she says. I can't say like, well, I think she should have said this, because that's what she says. The creators have deemed it. That's what she said. But I kind of wish that she said something more along the lines of like a metaphor for meat, instead of just saying like meat in general. I know it's her old self versus her newer self, and it's actually interesting how they showed Sasha as this like killing character, and she's changed so much, and then at the very end, that's why I thought it was beautiful too. At the very end, she is still the goofy kind of character that we knew before. I'm not gonna lie, the next episode kind of looks like filler. I mean, there's probably gonna be more added into it, and it obviously is part of the storyline, but it seems like they're gonna grieve over Sasha's death. They're gonna, look at the old pastimes for Sasha, and then I hope we're going to get into like more things. I've tried to stay away from YouTube and Twitter when it comes to spoilers, because people have been spoiling this season left and right, and I've been very thankful so far. I don't know what's about to happen, so I'm going to leave it at that. The last thing I'll say that actually was kind of surprising, and I thought they were going to do a different direction with this, was when Aaron almost started laughing when Sasha was dead, when he found out Sasha was dead. I say interesting because it almost seemed like he was okay with it, but then you see him actually get emotional. He starts crying, and like he starts to realize what they said to him, like how many people are gonna die for us to save you, kind of thing. So it's crazy. I can't wait to see what the Marley people are gonna do against this island and the Attack on Titan team. It's crazy, and I genuinely like the episode. I just didn't. I'm more of an action person, so like if there's not a bunch of like storyline embedded with this, and I kind of just felt like the episodes were like gearing up, and there was a huge drop off in this episode. It was like, oh, everything's good, and then it dropped off, and then somebody died. It just didn't feel like it was fluid for me. It kind of just felt like rising plot, and then complete downfall in this episode. But not to say it was good or bad. But that's going to be it for me for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you want more reviews, reacts, gameplay, music, anything from me, please let me know. But as always, my name is James Joseph Edward Jesperger Jr., but please call me Jimmy for short, and I'll always see you guys in the next one. Peace.